everyone, welcome back to Cindy's Seaside Travel News. Well, Mexico is still a really big conversation in the world of travel right now, and there's a lot of cruise lines that are not stopping. They've canceled their stops in any part of Mexico until sometime in March, later in March, some in May even. They're going all the way out to May because of the unrest. However, from people that they're interviewing down in Mexico that are staying at resorts and all, they're saying that it's not that bad, that it's calmed down. So just check before you travel there, and just know that cruise lines, when you're cruising, always have your best interest and safety at heart. I know Carnival is not letting people take excursions further inland, but they are letting people off the ship right there at the shore, and that's well guarded. So you're very safe there in that area, but going further inland, they're taking air of caution, which is good because that's what they should do. But I'm hearing also that it's calmed down. It's not that bad. So before you travel there, just check updates on the situation and be flexible. Pack your patience, pack your flexibility, and just know that you want to be safe at all costs. And buy the insurance just in case you have to cancel something. Also, Monday in the Bahamas, they had a gust of wind that just disrupted cruise ships from being able to dock there. And places like Castaway Cay, Princess Keys, Great Stirrup Cay, the private islands, Perfect Day Coco Cay, no one could make their scheduled stops there because the wind gusts were too much for anchoring the ships. They had 12 stops that were scheduled, and only half of them were able to actually make it in. There were some that made it in, and they had to stay in place until the wind subsided before they could set sail. So some cruise ships didn't get back to their ending destination for 2 days after. They were delayed. But it's a couple of days more on the ship and get a little extra vacation as long as you can change your flights. It's always good to buy flights that are refundable for one thing and changeable, and get the insurance with flights always, because you never know what's going to happen. And might not be the flight itself or the airline that's changing your itinerary and your flight arrangements. It might be a cruise that's coming in late that's changing your schedule. So buying the right ticket, even though they're a little bit more money, sometimes a lot more money, you get your flexibility. So you have to weigh that out. Regal Princess made another rescue at sea on Monday also. 4 people in a small craft was rescued, brought on board, and fed, and they were kept in a secure area until the ship could drop them off to the proper authorities at the next port. And I think the next port was going to be Cozumel, so I don't know how that turned out for that one, but at what point they were able to actually drop them off if it wasn't Cozumel, because that was during the time when all the eruptions were taking place. So I didn't hear anything back for that, but if I find anything out, I can update you again. MSC is adding robots for their entertainment. A humanoid robot is going to lead parades and parties. Also, they're going to have a robotic dog that's going to do demonstrations and tricks. I can't wait to see what this is about. I don't know that I'm comfortable with that, and the technology is really going out there, but it probably will be very entertaining, I would say. Now, I know Royal Caribbean and Carnival have bionic bars that mix and deliver drinks to you. So this is a step up from that for sure. Let's see how this turns out. I don't know, would you sail with them just to see those robots? I think a lot of people are going to. I didn't get a date or year for when they're turning that out, but I'll keep you informed, and that's something that might be a reason why I would book with them. And then they also status match from your other cruise lines, so that's a great thing too. If you're diamond on one cruise line, you can status match that right to MSC, so think about them. Carnival and Royal both, I always said that. Airlines, how many times were they on in January? So let's see. American Airlines, 86.90% of the time they were on. Delta on time about 80%, Southwest 78%, United 79%, Frontier 74%. That's not great. So my advice is get the insurance. Good grief. But they have so many weather delays. This winter, I think we had a lot of weather delays, a lot of weather changes that caused airlines to have to reschedule, cancel. There was just so many things that went on. So that's probably what that stems from, but they're always changing airlines. So get the insurance, because the insurance is extremely helpful. And I think that's the first thing they ever ask me when there's a problem with my flight. Did you buy insurance? I don't know why they got to ask me that. Just give me my other flight, right? Just get me on my plane, get me where I got to go. But they always like to ask me, did you buy the insurance? Whatever, I just want the plane ride, right? So Tampa, Florida. Lawmakers in Tampa, Florida are trying to shut down the potential new cruise ship terminal that the Tampa area would like to develop on a 325 acres of land south of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Now that Sunshine Skyway Bridge does not raise up. It's just a straight across bridge. So it doesn't raise up. So it doesn't allow for bigger ships to sail in and out. And so they're wanting to build another port for larger ships that can come in. Well, it's being opposed. So Justin Tramble, executive director of the Tampa Bay Waterkeeper, and Jim Boyd are trying to file an amendment to have a bill put into place that will prevent that development. We have to wait and see how this turns out. They're citing that it's going to be harmful to the environment there and just to the lands that's there, the natural lands that are already there. They're saying it's going to be harmful to them. So I don't know if they'll win this. They might win this one out. Naturalists, I can see coming to bat with them. So we'll see if this actually goes through, if they get a port for big ships or if they don't. Well, thanks for watching. If this has been helpful, please like and subscribe. And it does help my channel grow. I'm new at doing this, so keep watching and see how I do. I'll try to improve as time goes on. And I got to get better at adding my B-roll. Thanks for watching.